Mike Hosking Breakfast, 6 to 9 weekdays on NewstalkZB.
You know, the carbon market is worth following, if for no other reason, it's a very good example of voodoo economics and highly entertaining. We talked yesterday to Stephen Joyce about James Shaw's desire to have our liability on carbon emissions put into the book so we can all see what sort of effect it would have on our finances. Now, the key lines in Joyce's explanation were, one, we can't do that because we don't actually know what the figure is, remembering, of course, that we promised to reduce our emissions in that famous Paris Accord by a certain amount in a certain time frame. Now, the amount and the time frame are not up, hence we don't have a number. Also, as he quite rightly pointed out, there is no one to pay it to. And the reason there is no one to pay it to is because the whole thing is invented. Which brings us back to the Climate Change Commission, who have put out this week their latest advice, and their latest advice advises the government they've got their settings all wrong. Now, the previous government, they had their settings all wrong as well, given the carbon auctions last year were a complete and utter bust. The carbon auctions happen 4 times a year, right? It's another invention. If you're a polluter, you buy these credits to offset your emissions. Trouble was, at each and every single one of these auctions last year, no one bought anything. And as each auction came and went, the unsold credits got added to the next auction. So work out the old supply and demand equation, and guess what happened? That's right, nothing. 4 auctions, not a single sale. $2 billion the government could have got, they got nothing. The Commission says we need to do something about that. Really? There are too many credits, there are too much uncertainty, and we run the risk of not meeting our obligations. Small question here. What exactly happens if we don't meet our obligations? Answer? That's right. Nothing. Very few, if anyone, is meeting their obligations. Certainly not China or America or India, the world's actual polluters. We've got ourselves caught up basically here in a faux fight with a market we invented in a non-enforceable deal, all propped up by the idea that you should hand over money to an imaginary group or organisation or a bunch of people if you burn some coal. Could it be the fact no credits were sold at our auctions last year, and the Commission's concerns over setting is largely because this is a scam, and when push comes to shove, increasingly people don't mind espousing hot air about it. I mean, we love a bit of greenwashing, don't we? It's just we're not so keen on handing over actual money.
The Mike Hosking Breakfast, 6 to 9 weekdays on NewstalkZB.